Hi bookwormies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about every book this year that I've rated 5 stars and every one of my DNFs. If you guys hear any noise, that's because it's my dog here. Yes, you love being here. I have my laptop here with every one of my books that I've rated 5 stars, series that I've rated 5 stars, like standalones that I've rated 5 stars, a series that I've rated 5 stars, and my DNFs. I do not have many DNFs. I do not have many 5-star standalones, so don't expect much from this, but let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start quick and easy with my DNFs. So only one of my DNFs is actually here. But I'm gonna get it out. That's why I decided to sit here today. And also because I wanted to try something new with you guys. So, the first one is, I tried to find it actually on, what's called, Goodreads. I couldn't find it. It's a random book in Hebrew that I read. Well, tried to read. I have quite a lot left. Tried to read on with it. It was kind of interesting at the start, but then I kind of stopped loving it. It's really easy to read. I might one day finish it, but honestly, it's a DNF. It was kind of getting boring. You guys might be like, are you sure there isn't like a translated version of it? Like a translated in English version of it? Chances are no, it's probably not, because I tried to find it on Goodreads, couldn't find it. So yeah, but this is a book. If you guys find it in English, tell me maybe I'll be able to find it finally. So let me quickly put this back. Okay, good, nice workout. Okay, next DNF is Twin Crowns, guys. If you guys know, it kind of blew up in some places on BookTube and BookTok, but I just could not get into it. It just felt so boring. Like, yeah, I didn't read much of it because I was on a plane ride. Then I decided, I said, finish the book, and I was like, okay, let's start this new one. And it was kind of destined to not make it far. I read like a few chapters, and I was just so bored. I was like, do we have to read this? Do we actually have to? And I just decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna DNF. I don't want to waste my time reading a book that I know that I'll likely not rate high. Maybe I would have liked it, but right now, not really. So, just DNF out of my way. Ty, why do you have to be so cute? Yes, that's her name, Taya. Oh no, she's now getting her little craziness. Okay, moving on, we have the Renegades. This is another book that kind of blew up. And this is one of my more recent DNFs. And don't judge me for this, guys. I was actually trying to enjoy it, but I just could not get into it. It was just boring me. Like, I read like through 20% of the book or something. Like, I was reading it on my phone whenever, like if I'm on a car ride or something. Just read it if I don't have my Kindle or anything. Like, I always have that going on, but like, I just tried to read it so much, Renegades, but I just could not get into it. Like, it was interesting, I gotta say, but it was just not my favorite. So I just didn't really love it. So I just kind of was like, you know what, just DNF. We're not gonna even try anymore. This is just going crazy. I could barely read it. It was just so boring. So I just stopped reading and I DNF'd it. It's out of the way, finally. Hallelujah. Okay, next. This next one isn't exactly a DNF. What did I say, guys? I remember the book. Okay, so this book right now that I'm going to tell you guys now, not exactly a DNF. It's more like I'm stepping out of it to read something else, and then I'll probably come back to it. But it was boring at the start, so maybe it will become a DNF. I don't know. But it was by the same author of a book that I read before, like, pretty soon. That I also, like, pretty enjoyed the book, but this one I just, no. It's The Dead Romantics by, let me quickly check, by Ashley Poston. So if you guys know, I also read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Parson, and it was good. The Dead Romantics, I don't know, it's starting a bit slow, but I might like it more. But it's pretty interesting, but it's not exactly a DNF, guys, okay? But I'm still going to count into the DNF section for now. But I'll come back to it, and it's a total DNF. But if I come back to it and I enjoy it, and I finish the book, it's not a DNF going to count as, okay? This is kind of like I'm stepping out to read something else and then I'm coming back, okay? So, moving on, we're going to go with the 5-star series. I read many series this year, and I am mostly a gal that likes to read series and less standalones. I just don't see that many standalones, and usually standalones I like less. I don't know, because like when there's more than one book, then I can really get attached to characters, and they're more likely to get a 5 stars a series because I get more attached to it. But when it's a standalone, it's kind of hard for me to get attached to it. So we're gonna start quick and easy, and you guys probably know how much I love this because I love it so much, the series, and that is Hunger Games. The Hunger Games, they're amazing. I just love it so much, so freaking much. Like, if you guys have not seen me rave and like legitimately be crazy over the Hunger Games, then where have you guys been? I am in love with the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games are like my babies. They're my favorite series ever. Like, I legitimately collected the whole series. It's not here because it's my TBR card of books that I haven't read or DNF'd. Might come back to them, or just books that I'm keeping in because I want to maybe read it for a video. But like, the Hunger Games are here, of course, but they're my other bookshelf. But like, I love them so damn much. Like, the characters are amazing, the plot is amazing. The third book, I less like the ending, and the prequel was kind of boring in my opinion. I didn't really love it, especially since I didn't like who the main character was. If you guys know who the main character is, because you guys read the book, then you guys know just how much it's just not for me. I don't like that, okay? I less liked it. Okay, but in a total, the series itself as a whole is like my favorite. My favorite, guys, tell me down below in the comments which book of the Hunger Games series is your favorite. For me, it's the second one, which is Catching Fire. It's the best. I love it so much. Okay, next one. I didn't finish the series yet, but right now it's like amazing for me, which is the Shadow Me series. You guys have probably seen me also rave about it a lot. It's actually up here because I've read only the first 2 books. The third one I haven't bought here. Already ready for reading, but I still haven't read it yet. Probably gonna read it soon. So yeah, but Shadow Me series is amazing. The prequel, like the novellas are really nice since they're in a different POV, like point of view, which is amazing because it's a nice way to see it differently. So I really like that. Next, we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. You guys have heard this book probably. You've seen that the 3rd book of the series came out not long ago. And like, honestly, it was so good. Like, the romance, the plot idea, how everything went, how they all attached it, and how in the 3rd book everything came together and all in. Lovely. Lovely. I'm gonna say Stephanie Garber, you outdid yourself. It was amazing. And continuing from Stephanie Garber, we also have the Caravel trilogy. People usually like this a bit less than the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and I do not judge you guys. Yes, it's like in the same world, but it's a different idea, different characters, different plot idea. But I personally loved it. Like, everybody says the 3rd book was 3 stars, the first book was 3 stars, the second one, which is Legendary God, they give it 4 stars, and usually the final book in the trilogy, which is finale, they give it usually 5 stars. For me, it was kind of more like 4, 5, 5. It was amazing right away for me. So yeah, that's a bit different, but like, I really love that series a lot, and I kind of give it a 5-star series, but not exactly. But yeah. Next, we have the Inheritance Game series. Okay, guys, I read the first 2 books first, and like, I read the first book, and it was like one of my favorites. It was really good, so entertaining. Love the idea with the Hawthorne brothers. so amazing. And like, and the love triangle, like guys, many people are like, oh my god, love triangles are like horrible. They're, but like I kind of feel like if there's no competition, it's kind of boring with the romance. Usually for me, at least. Like there has to be some kind of competition, some kind of idea. You can't just be like, oh, I like this guy, and then right away, that's it. No, we need some competition. We have to have like different kinds. So that's for me at least. I like it. So I really like the love triangle. It was really nice. One thing I didn't like about this series is the Hawthorne Brothers book, the fourth one. I don't know if it's called the prequel, the after. I think it's hard to say after, but like it was less entertaining, I've got to say. I think I give it like a 3 stars, but I'm not counting it part of the original trilogy, so that's out of the way. I kind of feel like it was such an unneeded part of it, so that's something I less liked. I was honestly like thinking maybe I should just DNF it, but I was like, I'll just push it through for once this time, and it was pretty well. It was pretty good. It was pretty good, but not my favorite. Not my favorite. It was 3 stars. I like the first and third book the most, but like that fourth, it was so unneeded. But yeah, next, this trilogy. When I read the first book of it, I legitimately it was like probably like at night that I finished it, and I was like right away, okay, I need the second book. I need the second book, so quickly get it to my Kindle, start reading it. And then the same thing happened when I finished the second book. I quickly ran off for the third one. When I finished the third book, I was like, I felt so empty. Talk about a different series, not the Inheritance case. It's a different series. And that series I'm talking about is the Prison Healer trilogy. So many people say that the first book was not the favorite. They say 3 or 4 stars. I gave it a 5 stars for sure. Second book, 5 stars. Third book, 5 stars. It was so good. So entertaining. Like everybody says in the first book, oh my god, it's so slow. It's in the same place. Nothing happens. I don't know why, but I found it so entertaining. It was so good. I felt so empty after it. And honestly, guys, I loved it so much. The characters, the idea, the plot, like everything just what came together in the final book, because you have snips and pieces that you get along the way. Like in the first book, you don't really know who the main character actually is. It's just a girl. That's all you know. Then in the second book, you find out more about her. Like usually, like at the end of the first book, there was a cliffhanger, and it kind of was like more like a. Like, they give us a revelation, and then it was the end of the book. And I'm just like, so what do we do with that information? So, we found out this, and we're gone. Like, it's kind of like somebody says, oh, I have a crush, and then they ran off. Like, you need to know more information. We need to know more, so you need to come back into the book, and it was so good. I just love it so damn much. It was my favorite. So good. And I didn't read it. I read it not quite a while ago. Like I think I read it in October or November. So yeah. Next we have a series that technically I read it like last year, but the newest book that came out, which is this year, I read it too. So yet a counterpart of this year's 5-star series. And next year I think there's another book coming out, so it's gonna be again maybe my next year's one, but don't judge me for this, guys, but I love it so much, this series. The Keeper of the Lost City series, and it's a long series. It's like 9 books long. I don't have all the books. I don't have them all. But I have the 9th because it came out this year and I had to pre-order it, of course. I keep it here, even though I've already read it, but I like to reread snippets of it from time to time. Here is the 9th book, the newest one that came out. It's thick. It's a thick child. How many pages? Well, not too much. 728. And guys, the ending was crazy. Like crazy. Here's all the books that have come before. There's also an 8.5 book, but like it doesn't really count because most of it was just like snippets that came in. So there's like all the books here. I love it so much. It's amazing, this series. I love it like crazy. Maybe one day I'll buy the whole series, and I'm waiting on that day when I decide to do it. But until then, I'll only have the 9th about the 10th book, and then I'll later buy it. The whole series. Okay, guys, now that we're done with the 5-star series, we're going to go to the standalones. And guys, I don't have many, I have like 3. And one of them doesn't really count as a standalone since the second book's going to come out. But since right now it's only 1 book, I count it as a standalone. I count it as a standalone for now. But because I've told you guys at the start, I don't read many standalones. Usually they come to series, or usually I just like series more. Okay, guys? And I don't see many around here that are really hyped up, so I don't really read. Okay, let's start with the first one. That doesn't exactly count as a standalone, but right now, since it's an only book, I'm going to count it as one. And that is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I love this book so damn much. Like, the start was a bit boring, I've gotta say. Every start is a bit boring. But then, the romance, the book leader, I was just like shouting. Like, I was kicking, I was going crazy because I could have never imagined what would happen. And how delulu all the characters, like how delulu the romance was and how crazy it was. Like, the girl doesn't believe. And the girl is kind of like, it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. I love it so much. Since I heard the second book is coming out on December 26th. Let me check. Yeah, so Ruthless Vows is coming out on December 26th, like I said. And I want to read it so damn much. Like, I'm probably going to pre-order it soon. And I am so happy, and I really want to read it. Like crazy. So technically it's not a standalone, but I'm going to count this one because I love it so much. Next we have another book that probably you guys have, like, I just love it so much. The 7-Year Slip, which is the same author by the Dead Romantics, which is a book that I tried to DNF but didn't. Whatever. But the 7-Year Slip was so good. The romance was so cute. It was so nice. I was just feeling like, oh my god. Like, half the time I wanted to like shout and be like, oh, because it was so good. It was like amazing, guys. Honestly, I don't know. Like, honestly, it was so good. I wish I could reread it. I'm gonna probably reread it. Maybe next year, in 2024. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, next book. This is a book that kind of blew up a few months ago, and I really loved it. It was pretty good, but I don't feel as much attached to it. So I don't know if I'd count it as 5 stars, but for now I'm going to count it as 5. Powerless. You guys probably have seen it almost everywhere. Like, somebody read it, and since then it's gone kind of blown up, and everybody's like reading it saying, oh my god, I love it so much. It's not that good. I say 4 stars. Some people give it 4 stars, some people give it 5 stars. If you really like it, 2 stars, but it was really nice. If you guys might know it in the marketing way as the Hunger Games time, like, kind of, it gives Hunger Game vibes, and I really liked it, and I saw the Hunger Game vibes. It wasn't big, but the plot, like, you could say, like, the plot, let's say it's by layers. Like, the top layer is, like, the thinnest layer, and it's just, like, scraping the top. Like, not much, just, like, the idea, the draft idea, and that draft idea, like, the skeleton of the story is a Hunger Game vibe, which I loved so that much. It was so good. I loved it. And guys, this is officially it. We have, these are all my main DNFs of the year. 5-star reads series and 5-star standalones. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.